I'd now like to introduce one of the outstanding students from Emory University who's part of the 2024-2025 cohort, ElevateMeD Scholar and almost Doctor, Sydni Williams.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sydni Williams. I'm a fourth-year medical student at Emory University School of Medicine, and I'm a proud ElevateMeD Scholar. Yes. As a part of the ElevateMeD Scholars Program, I've had the opportunity to connect with brilliant, like-minded colleagues from across the country and form meaningful, long-lasting relationships. My mentor through the program is Dr. Ayana Herbert, who is local to the Atlanta area. She's played a pivotal role in shaping how I approached my residency applications and interviews, and has become a lifelong source of guidance and inspiration. This program has not only supported my professional journey, but has also reminded me of the power of community, the strength in representation, and the importance of being grounded in a space where underrepresented students like me are celebrated, empowered, and deeply supported. I'm grateful to be a part of this program, and I would encourage you all to continue to support students like me. So it is now my pleasure and my honor to introduce our founder, Dr. Alyx Porter Umphrey.
Good evening. It's so good to see all of you guys tonight. You know, tonight is a special night because we're here with all of you, but also, Greg and I just celebrated 2 days ago our 20th wedding anniversary. Some of you guys were in the room when we celebrated said anniversary. And about 22 and a half years ago, we had a really difficult conversation. You see, both of us come from families that are very emotionally supportive, but the whole goal with us going to medical school was just to get in. Just get in. We didn't have much support for how to stay in, what to do after we graduated. And so my very first day of medical school, I have my friend Shannon over there, who we graduated from Spelman College together and went off to Temple University School of Medicine together. And Shannon and Eric, you might have had a similar experience that we had. On the very first day of medical school, before we even learned about the structure of a cell, we were separated into the haves and the have-nots. And those of us that had not all seem to have a few things in common. I'll let you start to imagine what that might be. But for all of us that had not, we had a really important decision to make that day before we had even learned one thing. So we were taken to a room about the size of this one, and there were 3 tables in that room. The first table was a primary care table. And if we signed up at that table, that was how we could pay for medical school. Now, primary care is extremely important. It is the foundation of medicine. That is what helps. All the primary care physicians in the room, please make some noise. Thank you. These are specialties that are critical to growth and development and wellness. We're talking about pediatrics, internal medicine, family medicine, OB/GYN. But at that day, even before having taken a single class, I thought I might want to be a neurosurgeon because I was inspired by Ben Carson. He does other things now. But before that, I was inspired by Dr. Carson because he had separated twins conjoined at the brain. And I saw myself in this man who had a curiosity that exceeded his immediate circumstance. And so that day, before I'd even learned about the structure of a cell, I said, no, I can't commit to being a primary care physician, even though that would have been a way that potentially I could have paid for medical school. I would have owed them time back if I signed up at that table that day. So I moved along to the next table. The next table was to join the military. Where are our military members in the room today? We thank you for your service. During that time, we were dealing with things like Desert Storm. And even though I could have chosen whatever specialty I wanted at that time, I wasn't quite certain that I wanted to have the same commitment to then have to be able to serve in wherever they determined. So ultimately, I signed myself up at that third table. And Greg at Howard University ended up doing the same thing. And so when we had this hard conversation about 23 years ago, the conversation, Erica, you might appreciate, was a little bit like this. Well, how much do you owe? Well, how much do you owe? What's your credit score? Well, what is your credit score? Together, we owed over $500,000 in medical school debt. That's not credit cards, that was just medical school debt. And how would we come together and do all of the things that young people in their 20s want to do, like buy a home or go in to start a practice? How would we start to do all of those things? And so 23 years ago, actually planted the seed for tonight. I wish there was a fourth table in that room called ElevateMeD. I wish that there was the opportunity to be able to offer some scholarship support. I wish that there was the opportunity to have a program that not only gave me scholarships, but also helped me develop as a leader. I wish there was a program that had a little bit of financial literacy so that we knew what to do when we got that first paycheck that was more than our parents had ever earned. Not to buy into that lifestyle that we see on Married to Medicine, recognizing that stuff isn't real. But how are we actually going to live? And then ultimately, what's come out of this beautiful dream, the fifth pillar of our program, is the network. All of you are part of this beautiful ElevateMeD network that extends across the nation. And so, since we've launched in 2019, fast forward, we're going to celebrate our 6th anniversary in a couple of weeks. We've awarded over $1.2 million in scholarships and support. We have collaborated with 27 medical schools across the country. We have served over 70 students, and really, we're just getting started. And so, since we're off to such a tremendous start, I talked to our board about the fact that what got us here won't necessarily get us there. We knew that we needed a little bit more infrastructure. We knew we needed some help. While I'm a neuro-oncologist, I have a full-time day job, but I have never had more fun volunteering in all of my life. And so as we have built for the future, I couldn't be more thrilled to welcome Jeff Armstrong as our executive director. Please stand to your feet, Jeff. Let everybody see you. It took us a little bit of time, but we knew that we needed Jeff's energy and passion and unwavering charisma, and really his expertise in helping us take ElevateMeD to the next level. And so I couldn't be more thrilled to partner with you, Jeff. Thank you so much for being part of our team. So ElevateMeD is the second best thing to come out of our marriage. For those of you that were with us last year, you might remember Rylan and McKenna were able to join us. They are very busy. It's prom season, and so prom is tomorrow night. Our son has some things to do, and our daughter has a high school test an entrance exam that she has to take tomorrow. But without giving too many details, I'll share with you that we had spring break last week. We had gone on a family vacation, and the tall one was significantly distraught. And I asked, what's going on? His Instagram was hacked. That's a big deal when you're 16 years old. And the hacker was asking for $2,000 to be able to get the Instagram back. So ultimately, we explained, you have to let it go. It'll be okay. He said, but you guys are doctors. Can't you afford it? No, we cannot. And so he said, well, maybe I could buy some followers. And we said, no, you will not. You'll just start from the beginning. And so I asked him, what is the point? I see how upset you are. You'll be able to get the friends back. You'll be able to get the followers back. Help me understand. And he said, well, Mom, I want to have, that's how I have influence. And so we started to have a conversation about being an influencer and what it means to have influence. And I explained to both of them at that time, if you really want to have influence, you need to find a gap and fill it. And if you fill that gap and you become a professional gap filler, you will have influence throughout a pandemic. You will have influence in spite of who is in the White House. You will have influence regardless, because the gap will be filled by what it is that you're doing. So I hope that you all will join us in being professional gap fillers by investing in ElevateMeD tonight. I can't thank you all enough for being here. Thank you, Dr. Morgan, for your energy toward our mission. Dr. Watkins, our event chair, thank you for your vision. To all of our sponsors and host committee members. Host committee, can you just wave your hand at us all? Thank you so much for your commitment tonight. And if I could ask ElevateMeD board members, both the board of directors and the advisory board, who's in the room, if you could all please stand. Thank you all for believing in our vision and helping us ignite Atlanta. And perhaps most important, if you are a current ElevateMeD scholar or ElevateMeD nominee, please stand. Your future is bright, and we look forward to seeing all of you fill the gaps that you are so destined to fill. So thank you all for being here.